Do you know what community isn't imploding? If only I could see the title. The Maitetsu community. Is there a community? I think there is. I mean, someone commented on the first episode of Maitetsu. Holy. Someone commented on the first episode of Maitetsu on my main channel that that I was playing that they didn't know people were playing this game still. But as you can see, last time we got a full face of Nagi ass. I mean, last time we played through Nagi and Fukami's route because we couldn't settle on one, so we went for both. You know, two birds with one stone. Two girls with one dick. What? But you know, we rizzed them up by saving their lives. I mean, I guess we only saved Fukami's life, but you know, Nagi was there with us, and look, man, I'm distracted. How about we just, you know, how about we switch to a different one, right? I'm slightly better. But either way, this time we're going to be starting Reina's route, and that will be the last route until the grand route. I don't know how long that one will be, but considering that we only have where is it? Considering we only have 2 CGs left, like, you know, I'm guessing that the grand route won't be that long. But either way, enough stalling, and let's jump right into it, shall we? Let's don the appropriate attire, and let's get going. Not that one. Already off to a bad start. What is this music? Crunching sounds while walking. Oh, okay, the music is better. The rails are hidden under the summer grass. Exposing them makes us remember their role.
しかし、86には助けられたな。
そうですね。ちょっと盲点でした。
Just have 8620 tow Kiha 7. Use Kiha 7 not as a power car, but as a passenger car. And with Hachiroku's suggestion, Hibiki and Nagi both did well, working as acting engineer and assistant. As a result, the regular road trip operation was done without Paula and Reina.
一日フルに使えると、やっぱり余裕が違いますよね。
うん。おかげで成果も出せてる。
From today's investigation, we clarified our priorities. First, we have to investigate the coal mine itself. That's all I can think of.
発電所が再稼働可能かもしれんというのは朗報だな。レイナはよく気づいてくれた。
I turn to look at Reina, who looks up at me with a soft smile on her face.
鉱山が発電所を持ってるのは珍しくないですから、あるかなーってレイナ地図を探しただけですよ。
おう、鉱山は自前の発電所を持つものなのか。
はいです。その方が便利ですからね。
Every man knows his business best, they say. Reina is originally from a coal mine railway, so she's able to see things that we don't often notice.
でも、炭鉱さんほど便利なのは珍しいですよ。自分で掘った石炭で火力発電できるなんてすごいです。
とすると、型紙といったか。 レイナが元いた鉱山は炭鉱ではないのか？
The moment I ask that, her smile grows exponentially wider.
はいです。片上は大鉄鋼の鉱山ですよ。
ほう、鉄鉱石を掘っていたのか。
はあ、違うです。鉄鉱石の一種は一種なんですけど、大鉄鋼は鉄の原料にはしなかったんです。
It sounds like a riddle to me. Really quickly fold this up.
なぜかっていうと、大鉄鋼は硫化鉄鋼だからなんですよ。
硫化鉄鉱。
硫黄と結びついた鉄の鉱石のことですね。結晶はキラキラしてて真四角で宝物みたいなんです。
真四角とは？
サイコロみたいなコロってした真四角です。それが鈍い金色に光ってすっごく綺麗なんですよ。
結晶でサイコロ状。自然界のものがそんな形になるのか。
はい。角も全部カキッカキってきっちり直角で。は
あ！レイナ！
I reach out immediately, but I don't make it in time. Drop.
はあ。リーナ、転んじゃいました。
She fell on her butt, but she's still smiling bashfully nonetheless. It doesn't seem like it was too much of a shock.
怪我はないか？
レイナ、レイルロードだからお怪我はしないです。その代わり故障と破損はしますけど。
She grabs my hand, slowly standing herself up. Granted, it takes some time to check the movement of her body.
大丈夫です。レイナ、どこも故障も破損もしてません。
それは何よりだ。が、すまなかったな。歩くペースが速すぎたよな。
ちょっとだけレイナには早かったかもしれないですね。
Her words, honest as they are, make me realize something. I walked at my own pace without even considering Raina's stride. Raina was also focused on talking and moving about. It's unreasonable to expect her to not to trip.
とはいえ、日が暮れては調査もできん。そうそうのんびりもしていられない。
Although what Raina tells me is interesting and useful, not being able to hear that during our travels is a waste. The best solution to this is... pick. I pick Raina up in my attempt to carry her, but she lets out a scream, completely catching me by surprise.
どこか痛むのか？
いいえ、レイナ、ちょっとびっくりしちゃっただけです。
Just like in Nagi and Fukami's route, the CG of, well, okay, here's the thing, right? I don't remember if we've already seen this CG, because I'm remembering it as Paulette carrying Raina instead. But like, Paulette doesn't really do that. I don't know if we've already seen this CG, and if we have, I probably already used it as a thumbnail, so.
なぜ驚く？
整備ボディでは抱っこほとんどされることってないですか
ら。ああ。
I assumed that all rail lords were meant to be carried. I guess I just sort of acted mindlessly off of that assumption. I mean, yeah, but that's an operation body. That's different. It's true that I always carry Hachiroku in an operation body, which is the size of a doll.
驚かせてすまなかったな。もしも嫌なら。
Yeah, but like, Maintenance body is only slightly taller doll. Like, Reina is so short that she's only slightly taller in her maintenance body than Hachiroku's operation body. And there is a huge height difference between maintenance and operation body Hachiroku.
嫌じゃないです。抱っこ、楽ちんで嬉しいです。
A very honest response. Rena stretches out her neck.
それに、遠くまで見えますよ。これならきっと、なんでもすぐに見つけられちゃいます。
頼もしいな。よろしく頼む。
はいです。
I carry Rena, now smiling as we walk. While continuing our trek, Rena lets out a sound as if she's just remembered something.
大鉄鋼の結晶がどんなに真四角でピカピカか、実際見てみれば一番わかりやすいですよ。
それはそうだろうが、そう簡単に見れるものなのか？
はいです。レイナ、1個持ってますから、今度見せてあげますね。
うん。楽しみにさせてもらおう。
I nod, impressed by her having one of these so-called crystals, and noticing how it all connects to our current situation. Those crystals do sound pretty interesting.
では、その掘り出した大鉄鋼は、アクセサリーか何かとして利用されるのか？
そうですね。すごく綺麗に結晶化してるのは、お土産物でも売られますよ。
土産物でもか。
Which means that they're an exception. I consider other possibilities, but I can't reach the answer with the knowledge I have.
ならば、土産物以外の大鉄鋼の主たる使われ方とはどんなものなのだ？
I bend my wrist to say that I give up, to which Rena smiles.
さっき言った通り、大鉄鋼は鉄と硫黄の鉱石なんです。だから、主には硫酸の原料にされていました。
ほう、鉄鉱石から硫酸が取れるのか。なんとも不思議な、イメージしづらい話だな。
ふふ、不思議ですよね。
Rena's eyes appear warmer than usual.
その硫酸からセルロイドができるって聞いたとき、レイナ、人間ってすごいんだなーって思いました。
セルロイドとは、キラキラしたような透明なような。
そのセルロイドですよ。大鉄鋼から取れる硫酸と硝酸とセルロースから作るって教えてもらいました。
そうなのか。あれは何かプラスチックの類で、石油か何かから作っているのかと思っていたが。
おお、それも今ではある意味正解かもです。
うん。ある意味とは。
Rena's expression darkens a little in response to my question.
今は硫酸って大鉄鋼から取らないんです。石油を生成するときに出る硫黄から取るのがほとんどで。
なるほど。原油由来の硫酸でもセルロイドは作れるのか。故に、ある意味正解ということになるのだな。
そうですね。
A soft smile and nod. Seeing her innocent habit only serves to deepen my emotions.
外見からはとても想像できないほどに、レイナは骨太で硬派な知識を持っているのだな。
My compliment produces a smile from her.
教わったんです。技師さんとか、流しの甲府さんとか、鉱山には物知りさんたちがたくさんですから。
流しの甲府？
鉱山から鉱山をめぐる甲府さんのことです。炭鉱の話も、レイナ、だからちょっとは知ってるんです。
なるほどな。
In that case, I'm sure the investigation of the coal mine will be fruitful. If we can secure a power source, The mine treasure and the entire region can be a stimulating factor.
あれれ相鉄さん、どうしました？
Don't worry about it. I'm just getting vibes that this is branching off of Paulette's route.
ああ、いや。うん。
And I mean, I guess it makes sense, considering that's when we spend the most time with Rana. When the coal mine was still active, was everything functioning correctly?
なあ、ポーレット？
I've gotten way ahead of Paulette without even realizing it. Paulette's facing down, her stride sluggish. In fact, it just hit me. She's been quiet this whole time.
すまん、ポーレット。考え事の最中か。
No, she's just jealous of Raina. You know how it is. Like a student caught napping in class, Paulette's entire body twitches awake.
なあ、やはり邪魔をしてしまったか。
いえ、全然、今は炭鉱の視察をする時間ですし。
She waves her hand and talks back to me in a quicker pace.
それより、何です？私に何か。
なあ、聞きたいことがある。この炭鉱は、まだ石炭埋蔵量を残しているのか？
はい。多分、間違いなく。
After saying that, she clears her throat. Paulette's voice takes on the tone of a teacher.
石炭需要の激減がなければ、事業は継続されていた。そういう話ですから、当然、埋蔵量は十分なはずです。
では、採炭を再開することは可能か？つまり、権利や許認可関係において。
採炭って、体験採掘のレベル以上でですか？
ああ、もっと大規模な。そうでなくては、再稼働を果たせん気がする。
再稼働って？ああ、本当です。
Brandon and Paulette have also arrived at the same issue I'm thinking of. Just moving 8620 will require lots of coal on its own.
石炭火力発電所だ。自前で石炭を供給できれば、どれほどの高コストになるか、想像もつかん。
そうですよね。
Paulette, while a little pale, nods back to me.
権利関係と許認可関係の確認、引き受けました。できるだけ早期に状況を整理してお返事します。
うん。よろしく頼む。
If that's the case, there's no point in worrying about it anymore. Right now, we should focus on what we can do.
ならば、炭鉱調査を続けよ
はい。わかりました。
Well,
う。まったくもって、技術の進歩というのは大したものだな。
the towel I wipe my face with makes me feel that way. I can wring it, but the sweat doesn't seep out, nor does it have a speck of soot on it.
乗務訓練を終えた後とは思えん。このまま、どこにだって出かけていけそうだ。
Once I ride 8620, the fate of the towel is a cruel one. Stop talking about a towel. After operating the train, it's dripping with my black sweat. And no matter how much soap I use, it'll never be white again.
気に入ってもらえて嬉しいですよ。
Brenda's smile is also pure white. Next to her, Paulette nods in satisfaction.
86ちゃんに鍛えられてるだけありますね。相鉄くん、飲み込みがすごく早くて驚きました。
8620の運転操作と比べると、全自動でやってもらっているようなものだからな。
The only thing that needs to be controlled are the decon gears and brakes. I don't have to mind the steam amount. or water levels. I just have to keep the speed and brake pressure in check. So this is easy.
余裕を持てる分、注視にも集中できる。利便性では、ディーゼル機関は蒸気機関をはるかに上回っているな。
利便性ではですか？
うん。キハ・レイナナを運転してみてよくわかった。ポーレットが86は観光向きだと言った理由が。
わかりました。わかっちゃいました。相鉄くんにも。
Bullet's expression lightens up. I'm relieved at that too, as it's been a while since I've seen her make such an expression.
技術の進歩とは、人に汗をかかせなくすることだ。が、86は精一杯に汗をかく。そうしなければ走れない。
ですです。そうです。そういう感じ。近代化でなくしたものの塊なんですよね。蒸気機関車って。
それはきっと、レイナが愛する鉱山の魅力とも共通だ。故に、炭鉱と86を観光のキーにするのは効くはずだ。
Bullet's expression darkens in that instant.
どうしたポレット？何か？
いえ、炭鉱開発のことです。それでちょっと。
難しそうなのか？
許認可とかは取れそうで、助成金もあるみたいなんですけど。
助成金？
はい。技術継承炭鉱っていうのに採用されれば、国の助成金が出るそうです。
なるほど。最短の技術を途絶えさせないためか。願ったり叶ったりの話じゃないか。
それはそうなんですけど。
This should be good news, but Paulette seems to be weighed down by something.
これ、銀行さんにも協力をお願いして作ったものです。
She looks sorry as she holds up a few pieces of paper. The moment I see that, the same expression on Paulette's face washes over my own.
これは、採算ギリギリ。というか、赤字の見込みの方が濃厚なのか。
やっぱり、本格的に機械を動かしての採掘となると、最低限の規模にしても、経費が跳ね上がっちゃいますから。
機械、人員、設備維持、列車収入など焼け石に水だな。これはもし助成金が打ち切りになりでもしたら。
そうですね。その時点からマイントレジャーは赤字を掘り出す石炭鉱になっちゃいます。
それは勘弁願いたいな。なんとか補助金に頼らずにやっていく方法を考えねば。
そうですね。
Bullet glances at Reyna. Because she has knowledge of it, Reyna remains silent.
石炭を売る先が見つかれば、それがもちろんベストな解決策なんですけど。
というか、売るほど掘るのか。生産調整をしても、発電に必要な分だけを掘った方が。
そうはいかないみたいなんです。資料の。ここですね。
I look over the page.
ほう。あの発電所は売り物にならない低品位炭というものを使って火力発電するのか。
はい、生炊き発電っていうらしいです。だから高品位炭はそのまま手つかずで残ります。
とても86で消費しきる量でもないな。ならば買ってくれる相手をどうにか見つけて。
ですね。販路を開拓できれば八方丸く収まるんですよね。本当に。
I mean, okay, there's a bit. This is slightly different from from what's happening in Paulette's route. So it justifies itself, I guess. The tracks are isolated between Ohituyo and Yunoi. It almost feels as if our distribution chain is limited to there as well. Even if the tracks continue out farther, I don't think it'll make it. that much easier to sell.
ちなみにレイナ、石炭というのはどのような場所で用いられているものなのだ？
日の本国内では昔も今も火力発電所と製鉄所とでほとんどだってレイナ聞いたことがありますよ。
製鉄所なら九州にも大きな福岡の八幡などがあるよな。
でも今使われてるのは輸入炭です。安くて質がいいそうなんです。国内炭より。
ああ、僕も聞いたことがある。品質と価格競争とで負け、国内の炭鉱はことごとく閉鎖に追いやられたと。
I thought the Kyushu industrial areas originally used coal from the Chikuho coal fields. It seems everywhere else suffered the same fate. That simply makes me sad.
残念ですけど、今後ともコストパフォーマンスで輸入炭に太刀打ちできるようになるとは思えません。
当然だろうな。故に価格と品質以外の部分で何らかの売りを作り出さねばならん。
A blank stare. Pollard's mouth hangs open.
専門家が血の滲むような努力を重ねたその挙句、価格と品質では勝てなかったのだろう。なら、
はい、そうですよね。それはそう。
故にプラスアルファを提示しなければならない。大きなメリットを石炭と抱き合わせで買ってもらうのだ。
メリットを売るオプションで一緒に石炭も買ってもらうみたいな感じですか？
なあ、とはいえ石炭だって無駄になるまい。輸入は為替変動や政変というリスクを伴ってもいるし。
可能性、それなら出てくるかもですね。
Pollard quietly nods.
全量を切り替えてほしいってことじゃないし、パッケージで呼び扱い的に買い取ってもらうなら。はわ
ー Pollard's much more knowledgeable and realistic about the ways of the world. Irena must know better than me what her acknowledgement and agreement means.
相鉄さんはすごいですね。レイナ、最初からダメって思っちゃってました。
Oops. Her eyes glitter as she looks up to me. It's so bright that it makes me feel bashful.
可能性がゼロでないなら検討してみて損はない。僕はそう教わったし、ずっとそうしてきているだけだ。
Yes, repeating that is what brought me here today. If there's no other way around it, I'll just have to do my best.
プラスアルファのアイデアを求める意味でも、10銭配炭鉱近辺の追加調査を重ねたいのだが。
はい、それは私調整します。響ちゃんたちにも協力してもらって。
After saying that, Paula goes quiet. She looks worried as she stares at Reina.
ただ、私助成金のこととか許認可のこととか結構いろいろやること増えちゃいそうだから。
分かっている。そのためにキャレイナナの運転を教えてもらったのではないか。
はい、そうですよね。けど。
Paulette stretches out her soft hand and ever so slowly strokes Reina's hair.
レイナは平気？私がいなくても大丈夫？
平気かどうかはやってみないとわからないけど、だけどレイナ一生懸命頑張りますよ。
Seeing Reina smile, the shadow of doubt in Paulette's eyes begins to fade.
わかった。じゃあ頑張ってみて。けど困ったことがあったらいつでも言うのよ。はいで
す。ポーレットも頑張ってくださいね。
Paulette bows deeply to me. I can almost sense her emotions behind her closed eyes. That's why I quietly accept it.
レイナのこと、どうかよろしくお願いします。
In which way?
ああ、任せておいてくれ。
In which way, I feel a strong sense of duty. That's why I'm going to do my best.
運転も調査も事故なく行う。その上で、きっと何かを掴んでくるさ。
わあ、面白いです。炭鉱って本当に下に掘っていくんですね。
The elevator goes below ground. Rena cries out like a puppy. She's making merry and flopping. She's making merry and flopping around. I've never seen that. I've never heard of what?
それは面白いことなのか。レイナのいた片上鉱山とやらでは違うのか。
ふふふ。相鉄さんなのにちょっと変なこと言ってますよ。
変なこと？
I go back to what I said, but I don't understand. Seeing me confused, Rana continues on with an elated voice.
だって鉱山って相鉄さん言ってるですよ。
ああ、そうか。鉱山は鉱山。つまり山なのだな。
はい、そうです。山の中に鉱脈があるのが鉱山ですから、鉱山は掘り登っていくのです。
掘り登る。
お山の奥まで横穴のトンネルを掘って、そこから上にって縦穴で鉱床を掘るんです。
掘り登るとは文字通りの意味か。それはかなり大変そうだな。
そうですね。レイナはやったことないけど、きっと大変だったろうなって思います。
ああ、だから鉱山鉄道というものがあるのだな。レイナとキハ・レイナナもその横穴を走っていたのか。
そうですね。横穴をずーっと歩いていったら大変ですよね。
Rana agrees while giggling.
けど、レイナたちは校内は走らなかったですよ。校内を走るのはトロッコさんか人車さんです。
人車？
人の車って書いて人車です。甲府さんたちを採掘の現場まで乗せていく車両です。
なるほど。つまりは坑道内専用の客車のようなものか。
そうですね。鉱山で列車って言ったら貨物ですから、人だけを運ぶのは特別に人車って呼ぶんです。
Rana closes her eyes to reminisce. Her reminiscing overlaps with a past memory of mine.
ああ、そういえば初めて会った時にも言っていたな。
レイナがですか？
A blank stare. Maybe Rana doesn't remember.
86が貨物をと尋ね、レイナはその質問にうなずいていた。
あー、嬉しいですよ。へへへ。相鉄さん、そんなことまで覚えてくれてるんですね。
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
ああ、多分驚いたんだろうな。こんなに小さなレールロードが貨物をか、と。
レイナもキハレイナナも力持ちさんですから。
Yes, Reyna and Kiha Reyna. She bends both arms to mockingly flex her biceps. Unfortunately, I see no muscles.
キハレイナナは 皇夫さんや騎士さんやそのご家族を乗せて、それでその時貨車も一緒に引っ張ってたんです。
客車の役割を果たしつつ、貨車を牽引もしてたのか。
ですね。型紙では普通のことでした。蹄鉄さんだと混合列車とか言ったみたいですね。
混合列車か。面白そうだな。というか、いや、マイントレジャーでやるのも、いわば。
そうですね。体験採掘で掘った石炭を貨車に積むなら、それも立派な混合列車になるって、レイナ、思います。
となると、混合列車という名称を使うべきかもしれんな。物珍しく、観光気分が高まりそうだ。
そうですか？
She turns her head to the side, then quickly frowns.
どうしたレイナ。
ちょこっとだけ危ない感じかもですね。
危ないとは何がだ。
She pushes her body without answering me.
機械と設備のチェックは一通りやりましたから、念のため早めにお外に出ておきましょう。
If the mine specialist says so, I have no reason to refuse. I feel a sort of danger as we hastily exit the mines.
一体何があったんだ。
The moment I get some sunlight, the tension releases. Bren also looks relieved.
空気がちょこっとだけ濁っているような気がしたんです。
濁る。
Now that she mentions it, the air did seem a little stagnant in there, at least in comparison to how it feels out here anyway. However,
行動のごく浅いところにいたのだ。まさか窒息などということもなかったろう。
窒息までいかなくっても、炭鉱では空気の濁りはすごく危ないんですよ。
she flaps her arms and moves her nose. What?
石炭はメタンガスを含んでますから、それが濃くなると火がついてドカーンって。
I fucking heard it. You fucking...
ああ、それは僕も以前に聞いたな。しかし故に、配線類はすべて厳重に絶縁してあるのだろう。
でも、誰も火も電気も使わなくっても、空気がよどんじゃうと自然に爆発しちゃうんです。
自然に？
Naturally.
石炭の細かい粉、炭塵がある程度濃くなると自然に発火して爆発しちゃうってレイナー聞きました。
そんな現象が起こるのか。
The chill runs down my spine. No matter how good the condition is, the coal mine has been deserted for decades. I wouldn't be surprised if the air in there is super volatile.
炭鉱の危ないとこは他にもあって、川の水が流れ込んできたりもするっても聞きました。
Classic erosion, you know how it is.
確かに可能性はあるな。ここももろに球磨川の近くだ。
それからもちろん落盤ですよね。
The idea of safety first isn't limited to just the railways. Naturally, I'm well aware of that fact, but
チェックし、クリアするべき項目は予想以上に多岐にわたってしまうのだな。
でも、機械と設備はほとんど生きてましたから、これなら予算きっと当ててもらえるですよ。
そうか。ならば、僕らは仕事を果たせることとなるな。
If we were to start a full investigation, Brandon's knowledge and abilities still wouldn't be enough. We need to bring a specialist for the very least a backup investigation. Thus, there's one thing we must do this time.
エアクラ工場誘致賛成派の議員の中にも、この計画には賛同してくれそうな者もいると聞く。
It's an economic revival of the town through mine treasure and the coal mine. If we can complete an investigation to see the viability of that, it's likely that we can obtain a supplementary budget.
僕らが持ち帰る報告は、きっと揺れている者の背を押す。レイナのおかげで、いい方向へと進めそうだ。
それなら、レイナも嬉しいですよ。
Big smiles. I reaffirm that smiles are enough to transmit happiness.
じゃあ、もうちょっとだけ頑張って、宿舎の方も確かめちゃいますか？
だな。そのくらいの時間はまだ残ってる。
わーいです。なら、行きましょう。
おっと。
Fuwawa. Grab. Rena almost trips from her overeager stride. If I hadn't already seen this prior, my arm wouldn't have caught her in time. Pluck.
まただこです。
I was waiting for it. This time, Rena's voice is pure joy.
このまま急ぐぞ。日が暮れてしまっては、調査も難しくなるからな。
Rena's smile is motivating. I very well could have tripped from being so eager as well had I not been wary of my step.
わーい。あなた、おかえりなさいです。
Aw. And Dex is missing out on this? Honey. I assumed I'd play the role of the father, so she called me honey. But she called me honey, though. I suppose that means I'm playing the role of husband now. Unfortunately, I've never gotten married, but I just need to remember my father and imitate that.
ただいま。ああ。疲れた。
うふふ。お仕事、お疲れ様です。
Oof. This place looks like it's been deserted for at least 10 years. However, the condition is amazingly well kept. So much so that I don't feel much resistance to sitting on the tatami mat.
ご飯にしますか？お風呂にしますか？
Don't say it, don't.
ご飯と、いや。炭鉱労働の帰りで真っ黒だからな。やはりお風呂だ。
Okay. So Tetsu didn't let her finish.
はい。沸かしてありますよ。
She trots over to the inner room, at which point I hear an exclamation. Oh, the bath must be in a rather terrible state.
と思ったが、空腹がいささか耐え難い。やはり、ご飯にしてもらえるか？
はい。今日は、肉じゃがと、おネギとお麩のお味噌汁ですよ。
おお、うまそうだな。
Upon seeing this room, she wanted to play house all of a sudden. Rena always looked up to the miners' everyday lives. What? Rena always looked up to the miners' everyday lives. I'm sure that's captured in the warmth of the nikujaga stew and miso soup.
もぐもぐ。 ああ、うまい。
Mogu mogu.
一日の
Oh
疲れが
my
取れていくよう
god.
だ。
うふふ。美味しそうに食べてもらえて嬉しいですよ。
My face has been awkward, trying to put on the act, but seeing Raina's natural smile relaxes me.
今日のお仕事はどうでしたか？
うん。
I'm not good at improvising. In that case. Oh, that's right. I should just say the truth.
今日は予備調査の仕事をしてきた。予算をつけて本調査に入るための大事な仕事だ。
はあ。
A childish smile. Raina's smile looks different. It's quite fun trying to guess which one she'll show each day.
お仕事の出来栄えはどうでしたか？
上々だった。パートナーが素晴らしかったからな。
わあ。
Now she laughs bashfully. It seems Raina also understood I was telling the truth.
僕に気づかぬことに気づいて、見えないものを見ていた。知識も豊富で、僕はまるきり役立たずだったような気さえ。
そんなことないです。相鉄さんがいてくれたから、レイナ、寂しい気持ちにならなかったですから。あ、
She breaks out of her role. Raina looks a tad disappointed, but still amused by it all.
ままごとというのも、なかなか難しいものだな。
そうですね。レイナ、途中から本当のレイナに戻っちゃいました。
Another bashful smile. There's a slight bit of regret mixed in this time, though.
レイナ、たくさんの人たちの暮らしを見てきたから、もっと上手にできるかなって思ったんですけど。
She starts turning downward, so I reach out to her. Just like how Paulette does, I have the desire to stroke Raina's hair, even though she always has a fucking cap on.
芝居で上手に暮らしを演じる必要などないさ。
相鉄さん？
レイナは素敵にレイナの暮らしを暮らしてる。ポーレットと一緒に僕が憧れるほどの暮らしを。
She suddenly turns red. Her heat is transferring to my chest. Is this a desire to protect? I want to cherish her even more. Already? It hasn't even been the first chapter.
寂しい気持ちにならなかったと。さっきレイナは、本当のレイナは言ってたな。
はいです。
やはり寂しいものなのか。単行を見て昔を思い出してしまうのか。
思い出すのは嬉しいですよ。昔のお話をすることも。でも。
Miranda's face suddenly looks mature. A sort of respectfulness fills her young profile. Oh, that's right. Miranda's been alive much longer than me. She's seen and heard so much more than I have. Yeah, and guess what? She hasn't gone through her ceiling yet because all of her engineers have been females, I think.
なんでもないです。寂しくなったら嫌だなって、レイナ心配になっただけですよ。
そうか。
That's why I don't ask anymore. The reason why she doesn't say anymore could be because there's something she wants to defend despite her loneliness.
レイナは強いな。
うふふ、そうですよ。
She flexes again. She has no muscles, but something makes her feel dependable just the same.
レイナ、こう見えて力持ちさんなんですから。
Yeah, it's quite a feat in engineering considering she's so light. She can tow a rail car. Meanwhile, she's light enough to be picked up. Maitetsu. Oh, we're back to Operation Body Rainer. Although I can't hear the sound of the blast, I do distinctly hear the connecting parts of the rails. The driver's stand, or rather the driver's seat, is just as comfortable as being in the passenger car. It better well...
制限解除よし
You'd hope it'd be.
制限解除よしです。
Imagine being the driver of a train and having the most uncomfortable seat on the train. Like, bro. We're entering the straightaway section with good visibility. I feel a sense of relief emanating from the pit of my stomach.
今日も無事にお人よに戻れそうだな。
それは相鉄さん次第ですよ。
もっともだ。
I focus harder thanks to Raina's words. I'm glad that driving doesn't take a lot of work. I can keep my eyes out front, stay relaxed, and still have room to spare. A sound resembling a sigh comes from Raina's mouth.
レイナ、どうした？何か心配事でもあるのか？
心配なんてないですよ。
Are we gonna solve her narcolepsy problem in her route? I would hope so. A soft, floaty voice, but like, I can't think of any other solution other than the one that was brought up in Paulette's route. I can't turn to look, but I'm sure she's wearing her usual warm expression.
レイナはレールロードですからね。心配なんて難しいことできないのです。
とは限らんのだ、これは。
そうなんですか？
I felt this when we were playing house, but Raina looks up to humans. Yeah, literally and figuratively. She might be subsequently placing a sort of boundary on herself because of being a railord. Yeah.
レールロードである86も、その遠縁である僕のエアカラのナビも、普通に悩むし、心配もする。
I'm sure Hachiroku also looks up to railords. The humans, I mean. Fuck.
86さんもナビさんも。
ああ、むしろナビなど、心配事をしてない状態の方が珍しいのではないか。
はあ。
A slight laugh. Only a little more to Ohituyo. Only a little more to Ohituyo where aircraft can be operable. Now we should be flying overhead right now. Following us, Raina's aware of that as well. I placed the punctuation in the wrong areas. Navi should be flying overhead right now, following us. Raina's aware of that as well.
レールロードも体を持たぬその妹も心配をする。考える力は気がかりをも自然と生じさせるのだろう。
気がかりっていうのでもちょっと大げさかもなのですけど。
うん。
ポーレット、最近ちょっと元気ない感じなんですよ。レイナ、だから何かしてあげられないかなって。
なあ、疲れがよほど溜まってきているのだろうな。
ポーレット、ですよね。 お疲れですよね。
ああ、負担を分散しているとはいえ、一番重要度が高い部分は、やはり彼女にしか頼れん。
A light of pride lights up. A light of pride lights up Raina's clouded expression.
ポーレット、慌てなければ何でもちゃんとできますからね。
As long as you don't. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of Raina.
だな。
You know, Paulette can do a lot of things, but most of the time she's retiring from her mayoral position. Although I don't think she actually means everything. Paulette is achieving results little by little.
ポーレットのおかげで、客車も貨車も手配されたし、権利関係、許認可関係も整頓された。
あとは石炭を売れる相手さえ見つかれば全部がうまく動きますよね。
その通りだ。そして、おそらくその状況が逆に大きなストレスを生んでしまっているのかもしれん。
逆にですか？
ああ、非常に気障りなものなのだ。ただ一点の詰まりのために全てが止まってしまうのは。
はあ。
Brandon knows it better than me. Brandon knows it better than me. Paulette, having the personality that she does, will think she's fully responsible for that.
八幡の製鉄所さんとの交渉、すごく難しそうな感じなんですよ。
のようだな。やはり具体的なメリットを提示できなば。
八幡以外でも同じですよね。
だろうな。むしろ距離的な条件が悪くなる。ただでさえ問題の移送コストがさらにかさんでしまう。
はあ。
故にやはりプラスアルファは必要なのだ。それもできるだけ強力な。制限40。よし。
制限40。よしです。
We'll resume the conversation after we enter the line. Reversing gear to gears, regulator to daikon, radish. The use of the automatic brake valve and independent brake valve is almost identical between 8620 and Kiha 7. This is the most amount of yellow entries I've seen. Yellow entries? Glossary entries I've seen in a sentence.
まだだ。
Oops. But the timing differs a lot. Kiha 7 is much lighter than 8620 after all. I held back on calling out of habit, and the platform looks different from usual. The one waving the green flag is...
863ですね。
I suppressed my surprise to focus on braking.
まだだ。もう少し。
At first I hesitate, so I have Raina tell me the exact points. This feeling... Okay, I have it.
入線よしです。お人よ駅、帝国通り、1700。
お人よ駅1番入線。1700。
I finally turn around and see Raina smile, warm as ever, waiting for me. This time, at least she didn't fall asleep.
お上手でした。相鉄さん、お疲れ様です。
お疲れだ。
Raina descends to the floor and quickly changes out her tablet. She then runs off to the ticketing gate to inspect the tickets.
お見事な入線でした、相鉄様。
It's crazy that we barely saw Hachiroku between both Nagi and Fukami's route and Reina's route. This is like, yeah. We got like one small scene with Hachiroku in Nagi and Fukami's route at like the very end, and they didn't even come out to congratulate Sotetsu for accepting Nagi and Fukami's confession like they do with every other route.
86が基礎を叩き込んでくれたおかげだ。というか、ポーレットはどうかしたのか？
ああ、これでございますか？
I hear the ticketing scissors clicking in Hachiroku's hand. She seems to be working it with ease. It seems that she's going to, or rather, she wants to be responsible for that as well.
ポーレット様があまりにお疲れのご様子でしたので、今日は私がと申してたのです。
体調を崩してしまったのか？
いえ、お熱などはないようなのですが、なんというか、雰囲気が、こう。
Hachiroku hangs her arms down, pretending to be a ghost haunting someone.
完全に行き詰まっている感じか。
時折頭を抱えてまでいらっしゃいます。金の節がはらりと散るのが物悲しくて。
そうか。
She seemed the same when I went to operate the train today. Maybe she was hiding her worry so as to not worry me in return.
そこまで思い悩んでいたとは、レイナが心配するわけだ。
レイナがですか？
はい、何ですか？
After finishing her ticketing, Reina comes trotting back. She has Station Master Con by her feet. The sight of her already makes me feel at ease.
ポーレットのことを話していた。やはり、かなり疲れ気味のようだな。
The moment I say that, I hear a weak voice. She looks at Hachiroku and me with pleading eyes.
レイナ、お医者さんに行こうって言ったですよ。でも、ポーレットは平気って。
まあ、極度のものを除いては、あまり医者で疲れを抜こうとは思わんな。
そうなんですか？鉱山だと疲れたらお医者さんで注射を打ってもらってましたよ。
ああ、栄養剤の類かな。単純な肉体疲労であれば、それも継続的なものならば確かに効果的だろうが。
薬に頼ると薬抜きでは頑張れなくなる、などとも聞いたことがあります。
Was working for Imperial Railway that harsh? Even at the capital? Just as I ask myself that question, I remember something. Hachiroku's lived through war. I'm sure things were pretty stressful and dire then.
そうだったんですか。お薬はあんまり使わない方がいいのですね。だったら、お医者さんに誘う他には、レイナ、ポーレットにどうしてあげたらいいですか？
神経や頭脳の方の疲れだからな。リフレッシュを。ならば、そうだな。ポーレットなら。
鉄道旅行にでも行っていただければ、一番の気分転換になりますのでしょうが。は
あ、それは絶対そうですよね。けど。
Rena's brow drops. I suppose she couldn't help it in this situation if we actually start to plan a railway trip.
まさか、お人よ湯のいかんでは気分転換になるまいしな。かといって、他の路線となると。
八代からみかん鉄道さんがありますけど、ポーレット、今はきっと 乗りたくないって思います。
八代までなら、エアクラ車で4、50分だろう。僕の飛行型なら、さらに時間を節約できるが。
Rana continues to shake her head.
ポーレット、お客さんで鉄道に乗るときは、楽しむ以外はしたくないって、いつも言ってますから。
あ、そうですよね。気がかりがあっては、せっかく大好きな鉄道に乗ってもですね。
I see. That's what she means by not wanting to ride right now.
ならば解決を図るのが先か。一度、会議形式で、人を集めて知恵を出し合ってみるのがいいかもしれんな。
I mean, like, if Paulette doesn't want to ride a train, I could think of another thing that she could ride.
そうしてもらえるなら、ポーレットきっと助かるって思います。
うん。ポーレットの知識と準備に別の視点が加われば何かが生まれてくるかもしれんしな。
We're going to move to the rail shop to put it into action immediately. But Hachiroku stops as soon as we head that way.
どうした？
いえ、相鉄様がセッティングされれば、それもまた、ポーレット様のお気持ち的には。
なあ。
It'd be great if we could come up with an answer from our meeting. But knowing her, if things don't go well, she'll feel guilty toward the participants and dig herself into a deeper hole.
そうか。ならば。
だったら、レイナがみんなにお願いしますね。それなら、ポーレット、きっとあんまり気にしないです。
あ。
Rana, no matter the situation, always sounds so laid back. But even with her relaxed tone, her eyes housed a strong light. It's out of love for Paulette.
困ってるポーレットを助けてあげるために、相鉄さん、86さん、どうか会議に出てください。
Oh. Roll.
お待たせしました。ポーレット、お背中流しますよ。
This is the meeting?
レイナ、走っちゃダメよ。
She's so small. She's barely in frame.
はいです。
Rana and I are at the Tororu Hot Springs by ourselves for the first time. Were, you mean? Paulette's here now. I've only just now found out, but Rana doesn't really understand bathhouse manners.
背中流してもらうのもいいけど、少し温まりたいな。レイナも一緒に入らない？かけ湯してからね。
お湯をかけるのが、かけ湯ですか？
そう、ザバーって。あんまりしぶきを立てないようにそーっとよ。
はいです。そーっと、ザバー。
Rana takes a pail and dumps the water over her head. She shakes out her now drenched and flattened hair, doing so slowly in order to make sure she doesn't splatter the water.
いい子ね、レイナ。いらっしゃい。
はいです。
Oh, they're both looking at me. Splash. Even in the bath, Rana wants to stick close to me. I stretch out my legs, and in one smooth motion, she sits on my lap. Wait. Hang on a minute. In the bathhouse? That
えへへ、楽ちんですよ。
there's some problems here.
私も楽ちん。お湯の中だとレイナ、いつもよりもっと軽いかな。
ほんとですね。お湯の中だと体ふわふわしますね。
Alright, this is excluding Sotetsu, I guess. So it's Paulette's lap, so it's fine. She's playing by moving up and down. It feels good when our skin touches. Raina's body is squishy and soft, almost like a baby.
ああ、癒されるな
えへへ、たっぷり癒されてくださいね。
Could it be that she's influenced by Hachiroku and Sotetsu?
連れてきてくれたの？私のことトロルユさんに連れてってくださいっておねだりで。
えへへ、それもありますよ。温泉は疲れに効くってレイナだって知ってますし。
そっか。
I feel bad for making Reina worry about me so much. I was really pushing myself with worrying about the coal mine and, well, the coal mine and, well, everything else on top of that.
ってあれ？それ持って他にも？
はいです。レイナ、トロルユのおばあさんにお願い事をしたかったんですよ。
お願い事？あ、ひょっとして今とか話してたの？
はい。
No wonder Reina was so slow to come to the bath. Even had she struggled to undress, it wouldn't have taken her more than 10 minutes.
レイナはですね、石炭を売るプラスアルファのこと、みんなでアイデアを出し合ったらいいって思うです。
あ、それじゃあお願いって。
はいです。相鉄さんたちとか、ナギさんたちとか、レールショップに来るみんなにもお願いしたですよ。
God damn it. Fuck you.
そっか。そうだったんだ。
I made Reina do all of this. I didn't even notice that I made her worry so much. I feel responsible for it, but it also makes me many times happier.
ありがとね、レイナ。
えひひ。どういたしましてですよ。
She gives me a smile and then rubs her head on my body affectionately.
それで、会議、あさっての夜の9時からなんですよ。だから、ポーレットもその時にもし疲れてなければ。
うん、よければ私も参加させてね。
Wait. Ah, this isn't the meeting. That's why Sotetsu isn't here.
いいに決まってますですよ。はーい。これできっといいアイデア出てきますね。
そうね、レイナ。
If only I were as straightforward as she is. I always think about that. If I told Sotetsu earlier that I liked him, things wouldn't have gotten so complicated. Yeah, now Reina likes him too.
ね、レイナ。
The more I think about it, the more I want to know.
今日の乗務はどうだった？相鉄くんとどんなお話した？
いろいろたくさんお話ししました。相鉄さんは鉱山鉄道に興味あるみたいなんです。
そうなの？
はいです。ですからレイナ、グランビー校舎のこと、今日は教えてあげましたよ。
グランビー校舎？
Upon asking that question, Reina's eyes light up with joy.
グランビー校舎はですね、ガイドレールを使って傾くことで自分で鉱石を落とせる校舎なんですよ。
そんなのあるんだ。
グランビー校舎が来た時は荷下ろしがすごく楽になるって甲府さんたち大喜びだったんです。
へえ。
Rena's smile is so bright that it makes me feel like melting. Could it be that Sotetsu asked Reina about the mining railway just so that he could see this face as well? Yes. I should have asked earlier. About the mines, about Reina's past job. But I purposefully avoided it. I wanted to cherish the present and future with Reina, but...
レイナも弾いてたの？そのグランビー校舎。
いいえ、グランビー校舎は構内鉄道の車両ですから、ゲージが狭くてレイナには弾けなかったんです。
あ、そっか。トロッコとかの特殊機動の車両なんだ。ゲージいくつ？ 610 とか？
いいえ、508です。狭いのです。だからレイナ、グランビー貨車も欲しいなって思ってたです。
Talking with her is fun. I was worried about feeling envious toward her past, but that's not the case now. This makes me feel like I'm getting to know the past Reina, a Reina I never knew. I guess so. It's because the past was so fun and wonderful that Reina is who she is now. I'm being taught something that should have been so obvious.
そうてつくんに感謝だな。
わあ、ポーレットもですか？
え？
A big smile. Reina's smiling makes her cheeks turn a pinkish hue.
レイナもですね。ソーテツさんにはとっても感謝なのですよ。
そうなんだ。どういうところに感謝なの？
In what way? Reina's tiny hands scoop up the bathwater as she slaps it to her cheeks.
レイナ、みんなのこととか、いろんなこととか、大好きなんです。
Yeah?
うん。
ソーテツさんと一緒にいると、みんなのことも、いろんなことも、もっと大好きになれちゃうんです。
I guess that's definitely one way of saying that you like Sotetsu.
そうなの？どうして？
あれれ？そういえば、どうしてなんでしょう。ソーテツさんと一緒だと、キラキラするんですよ。
キラキラって何が？
Everything and everyone, she says. Her cheeks are rosy-colored. Her eyes look so happy, like she's in some kind of dream.
ソーテツさんは、レイナの知らない素敵をたくさん教えて見せてくれるんです。それで、
Huh? Is this... Reina's making a really feminine face. No, Railords are all girls, but... but that's not it. It's not just her gender being female.
ね、レイナ？
Maybe I shouldn't have asked, but I have to confirm.
レイナはソーテツくんのことが好きなの？
はい、もちろん大好き。
An explosion. Reina's face erupts with the color red.
はい。あれ？これ、なんでしょう？ポーレット、レイナ、ドキドキして、なんか、キュって苦しいです。
Oh, I see. Reina didn't realize it herself until this very moment. Of course she didn't. What? Why would she understand? Why would she know what the concept of love is?
大丈夫よレイナ、大丈夫。それはね、とっても素敵なドキドキだから。
This is such a missed opportunity, bro. Why does Reina get her own route when it could have easily just been Reina and Paulette? Like, Hibiki and Makoto, Reina and Paulette, Nagi and Fukami. It's just that it's just that easy. Like Hibiki and Hisaki, like, I already know that the second game has threesome scenes. Like, well, maybe. Okay, that's the thing though. I haven't seen the hate scenes in this game, so maybe those hate scenes are also in the. I can't even verify it with Dexter because he only played through fucking Hachiroku's route, which is very easily a solo route with no other characters wanting to fuck Sotetsu. Well, they do, just they don't outright confess to him. For a second there, I thought that maybe I made things too troubling for her, but for some reason I don't regret it. It's only just now, in this moment, that I realize that I see Mama also probably lost to this troubling feeling. Family is always most important, but there's something else that's just as important. And Mama, she chose that over her family. Reina is a second Rail Lord. The only second Rail Lord. You do realize that there's 3 Rail Lords in this game that we've seen at the moment. We already know that there are a shit ton of Rail Lords in the second game, but I'm never going to get to playing the second game, especially since there's no fucking translation for it. It was painfully simple. Mama just couldn't get it, couldn't let that go. That is a heroine. Well, like, that is a recurring character. There's something I have that's as important, my affection for Sotetsu. If it goes on like this, if Reina being so kind-hearted would rather suppress her feelings.
ね、レイナ。
はい。何ですか？ポーレット。
I won't hesitate. There's no room for hesitation. Because I know this. I know that Mama made the wrong decision. And Reina, without a doubt, can provide Sotetsu happiness every day. Because Reina is always Reina. My precious Reina.
3人のうち2人が幸せになれるのと1人しか幸せになれないのとならどっちがいいかな。
But that's the problem. Why can't 3 people be happy, bro? It's not that hard. They already established that they're okay with having 2 characters date Sotetsu. Like, fuck you.
2人が幸せになれる方が、レイナはいいって思います。
だよね。そうよね。
My choice isn't wrong. If Reina wants it, I'll just...
だけどですね、ポーレット。
え？
3人のうち3人が幸せになれるのが一番いいってレイナはすごく思うです。
Please. Just fucking both. I know Paulette already had her route, but like... Both is good. Reina's Reina. She forgives everything about me, and I can say the same for her. With Reina, it's possible. With Sotetsu and Reina, even I can be happy.
そうね。すごいな。レイナはとっても賢い。
えへへ、褒められちゃいました。
I hug Reina tightly. I hold her and rub my cheeks on her. I won't let her go.
そうよね。 一番いい。
God damn it. It isn't bad enough that I have to go back, but like, yeah. For now, I want to cheer Reina on. I'm not withdrawing like some tragic heroine. Yeah, like fucking Hibiki. If Reina's life can materialize with Reina, Sotetsu, and me, I don't know how it will take shape, but it's better than excluding one. How about you say that to the writers when talking about Makoto and Hibiki's? I swear to God, right? The three of us, we can build a future together. Why do I feel like this is a two chapter? Everything's going by like fast enough that it feels like it's only going to be a 2-chapter route, right? Rena seems nervous. It's rare to see that. I mean, I get it, because this is kind of coming off of this is branching off from Paulette's route, right? Which kind of makes sense why it would be a shorter route compared to the other sub characters. I don't know. Maybe she's tripped up on what to say. Her pleading eyes turn to Paulette. Paulette quickly smiles and resumes, speaking with Reina's words in her place.
今日はマイントレジャー術戦炭鉱において産出予定の石炭の用途についてお知恵をいただきたく思っております。
それは売るほかにないだろう。
Like, what the fuck is Kisaki doing here and not Makoto? I forgot to talk. I forgot to say that. But like, you got the fucking, you got the grandma, but not Makoto. Like, I feel like you've got your priorities all over the place.
おっしゃる通りです。けれど、手元の資料をご覧ください。
ああ、価格競争においては輸入炭の相手になり得ないわけですね。
God damn the height difference.
これはきついね。1メートルが200円超という空前絶後の超円安になって、ようやく互角となるのか。
Next to Kisaki, shrugging her shoulders, is old man Minokasa, wearing a troubled expression.
それでも売らねばならんのでしたら、抱き合わせくらいしかなかとですかね。
Slow
石炭ばどこ相手に売り寄るもんね。
Slow pan to the left side.
国内では8割が製鉄所と火力発電所で消費されます。商品や製品で抱き合わせるのは難しいかもしれません。
A variety of comments and questions come up, to which Paulette accurately answers. The situation is still difficult, but her complexion and expression remain bright. Reina must have cleared the clouds over Paulette.
石炭の品質に関しては、4ページのグラフを見るとわかりやすいです。
ありがとう、レイナ。
Reina seems to have calmed down now. She follows up with accurate information like a raillord would. The team is wonderful, as always. This team is wonderful as always. They complement one another. Still, Reina, you did well. Hosho Kisaki, Reverend Akai, and even Toru Hot Spring owner, as out of place as she is in this frame, in this scene, I guess, here at the meeting. If I went and invited them, it's likely that they would have been uncooperative.
相鉄様のお考えは
What the fuck? Where are you? What?
僕か。
A familiar voice calls out from the transceiver. Ah, okay. I was like, are you communicating through fucking telepathy? I hadn't mentioned that Reina would ask Navi to join as well.
はい。相鉄様にもしも全権が終わりでしたらどのようにして販路を確保なさいますか
Good point. Good point.
全権というのも随分大雑把な過程だが。
If I had more power than I do now, I would decide one thing immediately.
最大のネックである移送費の問題を何とかしたい。鉄道会社だというのに自前で移送もできんのは辛い。
でも、鉄道で物を運ぶのなんて、まだやってるとこあると、あるんですか？
Ain't.
はい。国内でもいくらかはありますし、海外では普通に。エアクラ輸送は万能ではありませんから。
ああ、そっか。すごく重くて分けられないものとか、エアクラじゃ無理。じゃあ、なんで日の本は？
ですね。日の本はエアクラの普及を早期に強引に進めすぎたんです。
政治的な動きがあったからね。明国にプッシュされると嫌も王もない。
They say that when the USA sneezes, Japan gets a fever. I think that's the case with most of the world. That's most countries. That's how much influence the winner of the war, America, has on Japan. If I had a nickel for every time a visual novel references World War II, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's crazy that it happened twice. Back to back, by the way.
エアクラを驚異的な速度で普及させるため、日の本は公共交通機関への援助の手を差し伸べなかった。
We literally talked about World War II last stream. Oh. Hatsuroku makes an ambiguous expression. Near the end of the Imperial Railway, they had compounding losses. Even if there are talks of public funding being used as a way to save them, public opinion wouldn't have allowed it.
強引にも思えた普及の結果は、皆さんご存知の通り。生活の利便性は向上し、GNP も大きく向上した。
反面、完全に競争力を失ってしまった産業も多かったんです。
As if caused by it, Hibiki's eyes look out the window of the rail shop. Beyond that are empty train tracks and the station platform. Hibiki tightens her lips.
でも、国内でも、狭い範囲の中でですけど、今も元気に走ってる貨物列車さん、たくさんですよ。
Rena tries to brighten up the gloomy atmosphere.
旅客鉄道は、全盛期の 20% も線路残ってないですけど、貨物鉄道は3分の1くらいは残ってるですから。
Only 20% of passengers have survived since the industry's prime.
旅客鉄道と貨物鉄道って何がどう違う場合？
The reason why Nagi doesn't know could possibly be due to a simple generation gap.
なぎちゃん。
But that theory is ripped to shreds by a girl the same age as her. I think you forget that Nagi is not very much. Is very is definitely the type of girl to not pay attention in class.
旅客鉄道がお客さんを運ぶ鉄道で、貨物鉄道は荷物だけを運ぶ鉄道。ですよね。はい。深見さんの言う通りです。
大廃線以前には旅客鉄道網だけじゃなく貨物鉄道網も日の本全道を網羅していたんですよ。
なんで貨物と旅客と別個にしたと？
それは日の本が旅客鉄道大国だったからだよ。
旅客鉄道大国？
お人よあたりだけを見れば信じられないだろうけどね。首都圏となると話はまるで違ったんだ。
Reverend Akai says before looking at Hachiroku. Hachiroku speaks in a proud tone.
帝都で最も栄えた環状線、山手線においては、2分に1本、休むことなく列車は走っておりました。2
分に1本？だって、そんなにたくさんお客さんなんて。
いらっしゃるのです、帝都では。2分に1本来てもなお、通勤時間帯の客車は、ぎゅうぎゅうのすし詰めでした。
人もお金も仕事も帝都に集中するからね。
Nagi's cheeks begin to turn red.
わあ帝都ってすごかね、深見ちゃん。すごすぎ。私、ちょっと、おっかないかも。
だから特に大都市圏では専用の貨物線を確保する必要があったんですね。
なるほどばい。
Reverend Akai and Paulette appear like a seasoned teacher and a teacher in training. Ifukami raises her hand like she is in class.
それなら、こっちみたいな田舎の方だと、貨物船は専用には確保されてなかったんですか？
確保されていたケースも多いですよ。例えばそれこそ鉱山から製鉄所への専用線とか。
Also, this is their way of extending it to 3 chapters. 3 scenes.
あ、そういうのもあるんですね。
ええ、その上で旅客線路を貨物列車が走ることもよくありました。
っていうか、もともと鉄道は貨物輸送のためのものなんですよ。
Raina joins the teacher team, proudly speaking up.
だから、鉱山鉄道はすべての鉄道のお母さんなのです。
さようですね。やがて貨物だけではなく、人も運ぼうということになり、客車が誕生したのです。
へえ、貨物の方が先だったとばい？意外ばい。
貨車と客車をまとめて一つの機関車で引いていく混合列車というのも一昔前には走ってましたよ。
貨物列車と一緒ばい？その客車、なんかとっても面白そうばい。うん、それは乗ってみたいかも。
I also agree with Fukami. When Raina told me about the mixed train, I had the exact same.
レイナ、鉱山には鉱山鉄道がつきものだと言っていたよな。
はい、そうですよ。
鉱山鉄道は今はどのような状態なのだ？
残ってるのもありますですよ。けど、なくなっちゃったのもたくさんですね。
なくなったというのは、術船配炭坑のように線路くらいは残っているのか？
だと思いますよ。廃鉱山に行く線路とか、誰も通らないですから。
ですね。 そういうところはエアクラ向けに再整備もされず、そのまま残っていることが、
Her eyes blue as can be. Look at me as she seemingly arrives at the same theory.
さっきレイナが言ったように、まだ残ってる貨物路線はありますし、配線跡も手つかずのものが多いです。
I like how Sotetsu always points out Paulette's blue eyes, like there aren't three other characters in this room with blue eyes.
実際にそれは確認されていることなのか？
はい、配線鉄さんたちがよくブログとかに載せてますから。
Closed land enthusiasts with a specific hobby. I guess it goes to show just how passionate train aficionados really are. I already know how passionate train otakus are when they make an entire visual novel and then make a second one that's 60 hours longer.
ならば、まずは局地的でも貨物、旅客関係なく使える線路を束ねつなぎ合わせて混合列車を走らせる。
ああ、そうすれば用地買収して廃線し直すよりよほど早期に安価に路線網を作れますね。
Reverend Akai mumbles to himself, saying that some cases will require conversion. Jesus. I don't understand what that means, so I turned to Hachiroku, who's looking glittery-eyed.
そうなれば、移送コストの問題を改善できる上、プラスアルファも生まれるのですね。
そうだな。その混合列車は蒸気機関車牽引の観光列車に仕立てるのだから。
マイントレジャーのような廃鉱山、廃炭鉱の観光化と、そこに走らせる観光用途も兼ねた混合列車か。
このご時世、観光鉄道に求めるものは速さではなく、むしろ遠回りだと思いますから、すごくありだと思います。
なるほど。
Nagi nods to Paulette's voice, but she quickly turns her head to the side.
それって、つまりどういうことばい？いろんな鉱山とか工場とかを蒸気機関車と貨物と一緒にのんびり巡る客車ができるってことだよ、なぎちゃん。面白そうばい！乗ってみたいばい！
そうだね。一度くらいは乗ってみたいと思わせられる。実現可能性があるのなら、これは非常に面白い話だ。
となると、86も混合列車を？大足ですので、あまり重いのは得意ではないのですが。
客車主体、貨車1両くらいでやってもらえんだろうか。観光客の看板になると同時に宣伝にもなると思うので。
宣伝でございますか？
うん。評判の観光 SL86205 と同じ石炭で製鉄してる。製鉄所さんにとってのイメージの良い宣伝に。
あ、そっか。それって広告宣伝になるんだ。製鉄所さんにとったら。
と思う。あるいは混合列車の乗車オプションとして工場見学などの設定もできようし。
さすがですね、相鉄様。
I hear Navi's voice again through the transceiver. It was Navi who started the conversation, after all. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but if you just look at how it's turned out, it was an effective suggestion.
すまんな、いつも。高いところから見ていてもらえて助かっている。
ナビは自分の仕事を果たしているだけです。
自分の仕事か。
We each have our own roles to fill, and we fill them with pride. I'll take the reins and materialize the synergy we have going on right now.
ポーレット、この線で提案、交渉を頼めるだろうか。
She nods, but not her alone.
噛ませてほしい。この手のことなら、僕は相当役に立つよ。
元蹄鉄の職員になら人脈があります。必要があればいつでも声をかけてください。
レールロードの調整ば任せんしゃい。
ヘッドマーク書く。あとポスターとかパンフも。
ヘッドマークば鉄製にするなら作らせてもらえると嬉しかとですね。
ありがとうございます、皆さん。
Paulette bows deeply. All hesitation must be gone from her. The blue in her eyes is as clear as day.
ありがとう、相鉄くん。おかげでやっと進むべきレールが見えました。
ならばよかった。
それで、相鉄くんには引き続き、私を含めて全体を見てほしいんですけど、お願いできますか？
無論だ。僕が力になれるのであれば、やらせてほしい。
ありがとうございます。
She holds out her hand, so I shake it. As if that's the signal, everyone scatters and begins moving.
そうだ、レイナ。
えへへ、何ですか？
She trots over after I beckon her with a quick hand gesture. I move close to her ear and ask her in a small voice.
一つだけ教えてほしいことがあるんだ。
何です？レイナ、何でも教えてあげますよ。
うん。
That's good to hear. I didn't want to interrupt the role we were on early. The role we were on early. So I intentionally saved this for now.
赤い宮司が言ってた怪奇。あれは一体どういう意味だ？
Of course, you're gonna switch to the next scene. Maitetsu. And of course, just like every other sub-story, I guess, there's 3 scenes, even though there doesn't need to be. For this one, I guess.
はい、そうですか。わかりました。ありがとうございます。はい、それでは。
Click. Paulette was smiling while talking on the phone. Although now that she's put down the receiver, she's smiling even bigger.
今のお電話、どこからだと思いますか？
From another train otaku.
八幡の製鉄所さんか。
Oh, right. That.
残念。
Power plant. Her voice is in high spirits.
すごく惜しいけど、外れです。正解は、黒金鉄道株式会社さんからでした。
Oh, never mind. My first answer was closer.
黒金鉄道？
I've never heard of them. I look at Reina, thinking that she knows, but she's also shaking her head in confusion.
黒金鉄道さんって、どこを走ってる鉄道ですか？
八幡近郊、八幡、小倉、行橋、ご当寺、能形、ぐるりと回ってまた八幡。
北九州にそんな大きな環状線なんてないです。
Rena's eyes widen. Oh, that's right. So that's what it means.
今までなかったものが生まれた。できたのか。新しい鉄道会社が。
はい、筑豊丹田を中心とした旧貨物船群、旧鉱山鉄道群を再編統合する新しい鉄道会社が。
Crazy.
すごいです。
It certainly is amazing. However, I have my doubts.
それほどの大型環状に 都合よく路線がつながるものなのか。
それはもう、何せ筑豊、北九州工業地帯の心臓だった丹田ですから。
Now that she mentions it, I did learn about that in school. All from Chugoku and coal from Shikuho Tanden. God damn it. Because the supply route was easy for them, the Kitakyushu industrial region was the most prosperous in Japan at one point. How was prosperous the hardest word to fucking pronounce in those two sentences?
貨物路線網は相当に発展していたわけか。
そうですね。原材料に半製品に製品に膨大な量の貨物はひっきりなしに動いてたそうですから。
It was a railway kingdom for freight and mines, with special lines for each major factory. That was the Chikuho line. Chikuho region in its prime.
お互い同士に蹄鉄までが加わった生存競争は、それこそ大敗戦直前まで熱く燃え盛っていたんです。
And the remnants continued to smolder. A lot of Maitetsu. They said the name, in fact, kept the remaining tracks alive because of that. After the tracks were closed, though, the remaining lines were abandoned and left as is.
そうした全部をまとめ上げ、再編、復活させるための会社が、黒金鉄道株式会社さんなんです。
BRB, I didn't even know you were here.
新会社の母体は、八幡製鉄所さんなのか。
八幡製鉄所さんの呼びかけで、持ち株会社形式で運営されることになるそうですよ。
Wait, what? It's Yahato, right?
八幡製鉄所さんの呼びかけで、持ち株会社形式で運営されることになるそうですよ。
Okay, here's a weird thing, right? Well, okay, no, I need to go back to another one. When they say Yawata. Is... Yeah, Yawata. See, that's the funny thing, right? Because ha, the hiragana for ha is sometimes pronounced wa, right? But then wa already has its own hiragana, but then, you know, the only time I've seen ha pronounced as wa is when it's used as a particle. Right? But then again, konnichiwa also uses ha. So I shouldn't be that surprised.
ほ
でも、まとめるのは相当大変だったみたいです。回帰が必要になった路線も。
Paulette gasps, and stops herself from continuing.
あ、回帰っていうのはですね。
ゲージ。つまりは、線路幅を変更することだ。トロッコの 508mm から一般的な 1067mm というように。
あ、その通りです。よく知ってましたね。
いや、何？
I'm glad I asked about it. I glance over at Reina, and our eyes meet, and our eyes met.
しかし、それほどにややこしそうな案件が、こう言ってはなんだが、よくまとまったな。
北九州工業地帯もずっと元気なかったですから。だから評価されて受け入れてもらえたんだと思います。
受け入れられた。
北九州工業地帯の復活と団結とのシンボルにぜひって、余暇混合の観光 SL、相鉄くんのアイディアが。
そうか、僕らのアイディアがか。
It's not mine, it's ours. To that correction, Reina smiles and nods.
みんな ですね。
ほんとね、レイナ。
Paulette extends her hand and gently strokes Raina's hair. I notice something in that instant. Raina's sitting by herself today. Usually she's on Paulette's lap.
線路、お人よからそこまでつながることになるんですか？
レイナ。まだそこまでは無理。お人よからは最優先で八代までを伏線させる。
八代からは、けど、みかん鉄道さんしかありませんよ。
Mikan Railway goes south from Yatsuhiro and Kagoshima. It's in the opposite direction of the Kitakyushu industrial region.
そうね。だから八代熊本間はトレーラー陸送。お客さんにはその間バス移動してもらう感じかな。
それは、ちょこっと残念ですね。
一度に全部は無理だもの。けど逆に言えば乗り換えの分2つの SL を楽しんでもらえるわけだし。
なあ、そうか。伏線がなったとしてもなお、86は八代までしか行けないものな。
じゃあ、黒金鉄道さんにも蒸気機関車さんがあるんですね。
ある。今日も現役でバリバリ八幡を走ってる大傑作の国産量産貨物向き蒸気機関車
が。それはひょっとして。
I've heard about it from Hachiroku. There's a ton of sisters in the 8620 model, but there's only one steam locomotive that can be called the sister unit.
96か
9600.
大正解です、相鉄くん。
そうか。きっと86が喜ぶだろうな。
Does that mean the rail lord is called Kyuroku? Or Kyuroku Rei? She'd be happy, even with an indirect connection. But I'd like for them to meet one day. In order to do that, we must first rebuild the line between Yatsushiro and Kumamoto. At its current rate, it's just a pipe dream.
あ、そうでした。86ちゃんなんですけれど。
ん？
What about Hachiroku?
配置に関する希望でございますか？
ああ、ポーレットが86に聞いておいてほしいと、配置転換をするかもしれんと言っていた。
配置転換。
八代までの伏線がなれば、みかん鉄道さんとも相互乗り入れというものを行う予定なのだそうだ。
If I tell her that word for word, and Hachiroku just looks, I tell her that word for word, and Hachiroku just looks agreeable.
相互乗り入れとなるとダイヤが複雑化しますからね。ましてマイントレジャー術先端校も稼働しますし。
そうなると配置転換が必要になるのか？
はい。今までのように全ての列車がお人よに帰着して1日を終えるとは限らなくなりますから。
なるほど。例えばどこかの駅に全泊してそこを始発でという編成も出てくるかもしれんのか？
さようでございます。8620は八代に向かうことがどうしても多くなるかと思いますので。
Hachiroku glances at me.
私の負荷も増える分、それを最も分担できる相鉄様の復帰を希望するか否かを尋ねられたのかと。
How does a bot know what a tsundere is, since it is a Japanese word? Like if I wanted to use a dairy type that is lesser known, how does the bot read that? Like, does the API connect to the internet? Of course the API connects to the internet. What do you mean? The bot the chatbot is nothing more than just using like Chat GPT, right? Like if you type in Chat GPT, what is tsundere? They'll tell you a definition, right? But the difference with chatbots is that they are role playing as a character based off of the parameters that you have laid out in the description of your in the description, right? It's very complicated. If I type in the character description Dorodere, it will understand. Yeah, as long as you aren't, as long as you aren't, as long as you don't use a dere type that was created in like the last 2 years or so, right? Because just like ChatGPT, it only goes up to a certain amount of years. They only have data up to a certain amount of years, right? Like if you go into ChatGPT, it will understand. Yeah. But if you go into ChatGPT, what is it? Like, type... What's the latest information you know? Right, yeah. My knowledge was last updated in September 2021. So anything past there, GPT doesn't know. Is so GPT-4 is what tells the API. What you're using is similar, right? The Powen is very much is a very smart guy, because he basically just made his own his own chatbot that allows you to use that allows you to make things in have NSFW roleplay, right? ERP, instead of being like shafted by GPT, where you try to ERP and they're like, actually you can't do that. Like the chatbot will literally be like, I'm not allowed to, you know, I'm not allowed to so and so or whatever, right? How much does Cosmos RP know? That is a very good question. Cosmos RP knows a lot. Just think of Cosmos RP as ChatGPT NSFW, right? Like Dexter, you know, if you want to know something, just ask in the server, right? I can guarantee you there's more people in the server that know more than me, that know more than I do, including the creator of this of the chatbot. So, you know, so Cosmos RP will know most, if not all, dairy types. Cosmos RP will know most dairy types that weren't created in the past 3 years or so. Right?
Ah, so ka.
Hibiki's learned quickly, but Hachiroku still acknowledges me as her best engineer. I'm proud of that. So I'd like to do more, even if it's extra work.
ですが、私の唯一の希望は、当面の相鉄様のご負担を少しでも軽減することです。
僕のか。
はい。マイントレジャーなどの稼働に向け、相鉄様のご負担もこれからますます増加しますから。
まあ、だろうな。
So using Google Timeline will help to determine when a dairy type started becoming a thing. Yes. Because Paulette's at capacity, I'll be operating Kiha 7 in the meanwhile until things settle down. Yeah, you know, just like in Paulette's route. On top of that, I'm in charge of contacting and arranging other departments. Once things begin operation, I'll be worked like a horse.
ですので、8620は現行の響機関士代理、凪機関助手をベースとして調整を加えていただければ。
Correct.
そうか。
Then the mixed train going to Yatsushido would also be driven by Hibiki. Honestly, I wanted to do that.
ご心配なく、相鉄様。相鉄様は私の機関士。状況が落ち着き次第、ご復帰いただくこととなります。
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's only your engineer. He's nothing. He can't be anything more because it's Reina's and it's Reina's route.
そうか。
I feel relieved being told that. Perhaps seeing my own surprise, Hatsuroku begins to giggle.
率直な話、キハ07の運転ではいささか物足りなくございましょう。
ああ。うん。僕は、そうなのだな。
When asked head on, I can clearly see my own feelings.
楽は楽で、非常に便利とは思うのだが、手応え的な面では、やはりな。
さようでございましょうね。相鉄様は生粋の蒸気機関士でございますから。
いや、それは評価が課題に過ぎよ
う。I feel like Hatsuroku is acknowledging me, which makes me happy. It makes me happy, and yet, I don't know why, but I can't accept it wholeheartedly.
キハ07の乗務もだな。楽しさという点だけで見れば、8620以上と感じることもあるしな。
あら、それはキハ07の運転を楽しまれてのことなのですか？
いや。
That's not true. Driving Kiha 7 is certainly easy, but it's not fun. But the actual operation is fun. That means,
違うな。運転ではなく、レイナとの会話や何かが。
For whatever reason, I'm struggling to find the words here. But then it hits me. Paulette will resume driving eventually. The time I spend with Reina will also be drastically.
相鉄様は表情豊かになられましたね。出会った頃とはまるでお人が変わられたよう。
I held my face upon hearing that. What kind of expression was I making?
レイナがきっと相鉄様にたくさんの表情を思い出させてくれたのでしょうね。
This is like the first time this is like the first time he's realized he's fallen for a character without being told outright.
そうかもしれんな。
Basically, right? Because you could make the argument that in Nagi Fukami's route, he led himself into that direction, but like he was not being goaded by the other characters. He was being goaded by the other characters compared to this one. To be honest, that actually hurts my heart a little. When I stop spending as much time with Reina, will my emotions decrease too?
相鉄様、何も寂しがることはございませんよ。乗務だけが一緒にいるための方法ではないでしょう。
Yeah, the bedroom's a great option. that I look so obviously sad. Regardless, she's right. Thinking about spending less time with her simply makes me sad.
ならば86、教えてくれ。常務以外の一緒にいるための方法とは何だ？
Okay, you know what? Never mind. He still needs to be fucking. He still needs to be told outright that he likes a character.
あらあら。
But hang on. Do not fucking ara me, okay? It's a somewhat troubled yet happy giggle.
相鉄様、それはご自身でお考えにならなければ、レールロードの私にもわかることですよ。
そうなのか。ならば、じっくり考えてみるとするさ。
Don't take too long. We've got a deadline to hit. If she's not going to tell me, then there's no point in asking. I confirmed what Hachiroku wanted me to anyway.
時間を取ってすまなかったな。希望は間違いなく、ポーレットへと伝えておこ
う。When I stand up, Hachiroku smiles.
レールショップへ会いに行かれるのですね。レーナにどうぞよろしくお伝えくださいな。
I sense an impulse to hide my face. I quietly nod. Hachiroku says that I express my emotions more these days. Has my face become a drawing board? I want to see Reina after talking about her, to think that even these emotions can come from me. If you are unsure that the chatbot knows what a dairy type is, then you don't need to put in the dairy type, you just put in the definition of it.
Oh.
Reina's voice is loud enough to hear from the outside. I stop myself before entering the rail shop.
そうなの。他には頼めなくて。でも、八幡は遠いですよ。
What? What are they talking about?
それは決して近くないけど、でも大好きな鉱山鉄道のお仕事だし。それはそうですけど、でもポレットは一緒じゃないんですよね。うん、私はお人よ離れられる状況じゃないから。レイナ、それだと心細いですよ。
If the chatbot doesn't accurately depict the Dorodere, you just have to input, you just have to define the traits, alright?
一応、相鉄くんに同行をお願いしてみるけど、どうかな？それも難しいかもしれないわよね。どうしてですか？相鉄くん、いろいろと縛られてるでしょ？は
あ。
How would I test a dairy type in a chatbot? Yeah. Do you need me to answer that question? Placement changes. That's the phrase that crosses my mind. It could be that Reina also... No. But it's true that I can't leave Ohito now. I've been adopted by the Mikita family. Yeah, by according to Dexter, Mikita. I'm tied down by duty, debt, and a promise. Unless I make the aircraft factory withdraw, my own personal rails... Rails? What? It will be decided by my adoptive father. I've never disliked that, even once. In fact, I've always been okay with that. My heart begins to hurt. I'll be tied to Ohitio while Reina goes to Yawata. We'll be torn from one another.
相鉄さんが一緒だったら、レイナ、頑張れそうな気がしますけど。
心細いのはわかるけど、ね、 最悪の場合一人ででも、とっても大事なことだから、レイナ以外には頼めないの。
はいです。でも、やっぱりレイナ一人じゃ。
だったら、そうね。他の誰かに頼んでみる？
他の誰かだなんて、そんないきなり。
Rena sounds like she's about to cry. Hearing that makes me feel happy, but also stings my heart.
だってその場合には、他の誰かしかいないじゃない。安心して、もちろん最善の代理を探すから。
Replacement. Even I'm Paulette's replacement driver. But I don't think I don't think what I've done for her is easily replaceable. Someone else, not Paulette and not me. Someone I don't know. Someone else. No matter who it is, Reina's always Reina. Once it's decided, she'll welcome anyone with a smile. And from there, she'll talk to them in her usual innocent way. I don't like that. Sotetsu back to being jealous again, just like in Kisaki's route. I begin to worry. My old scars seem to climb up from my feet, tightening around my throat. If I'm separated from Reina, it'd be terrible if I didn't get to talk with her anymore. I know Michiko, father and mother, taught me something. Even if we were together yesterday and are together today, there's no guarantee that we'll be together tomorrow. Damn. It's too close to home, huh, Sotetsu?
とにかく、まずは相鉄くんに頼んでみましょう。
僕なら行くぞ。レイナと共に。
Which means that Paulette is not going to be included in the... Reina's cheeks are colored pink, and she happily looks up at me. I won't hesitate.
右手に不義理をすることとなろうと、たとえ縁を切られようとも構わない。僕はレイナと一緒にいたい。レイナの笑顔を見ていたい。そのためならば、八幡でも鉄砲綿でもどこでも行こう。
Yawat. Reina looks at me blankly, a blank stare as if she's in a dream. Suddenly, the blood gushes out of my heart. No, that's not it. No, this is just me spilling what I want, what I desire, as selfish as it may be.
無論、レイナが嫌でないならの話。
Don't fucking backpedal, okay?
嫌なんてわけないですよ。
Reina jumps at me. Plop. Soft, warm, and a pleasant smell. My heart feels like it's been warmed. The feeling makes me utterly happy.
レイナ、相鉄さんと一緒にいたいです。相鉄さんが笑うのを見ると、レイナもすごく幸せです。
ああ、
Relief washes over me. The warmth of her melts away my worries. There's nothing to be afraid of. There never was.
ならば、ずっと。僕は、レイナと一緒にいよう。
はい、相鉄さん。レイナもずっと相鉄さんと一緒ですよ。
ならば、レイナ。
I finally understand what Hachiroku meant. Of the way to be together without relying on our train duties. It's terribly simple. Really. And sometimes... And something that I never would have thought of, I know.
結婚しよう。そして、僕たちは家族になろう。 ああ、そういうことになるな。
Damn. Dexter, you'd use... If I wanted to do a facade, would you recommend doing it as traits innocent facade? Yes. Or doing facade innocent? No. Or does it depend on how many traits a facade has? What? A facade is a trait. What do you mean?
おままごとが本当になっちゃいました。
Rena looks up at me. Her cheeks are flushed with happiness. Their pink hue ripens to a bright red, like that of a tomato.
ですね、相鉄さん、レイナ、お嫁さん、なるですから。
In my arms, Rena closes her eyes and pushes her cheeks up. Even I understand what she's getting at. She's asking for a vow.
誓おう、レイナ。
For a moment, I wonder what I should swear. What I should swear to her. But then I realize that there's only one thing. This is what I was first given when I was born. And no matter what changes, this never does.
僕自身と、相鉄というこの名にかけて、僕は、レイナ。命ある限り、君と共にあり続けよう。
Could you also not be with Paulette? And we kiss. Rena's tiny lips are so soft that they could melt. I feel like I could drink her if I sucked a little Bro! If I sucked a little harder. She's so fragile that I fear I might break her. But Rena doesn't release from the kiss. She keeps pushing forward. I hear that Rare Lord's exhaust in and out. Exhaust? You exhale, you mean? In and out through their nose. What nose? It's their form of breathing, essentially. Oh, okay, no, it's not exhale. It is exhaust. Just saying that and recognizing that heats up my body. Yeah, and this time only Paulette's here instead of literally everyone in Hachiroku's route. Her short arms move around to try to embrace me, so I wrap my arms around her back. We hold each other close, our warmth and smells merging into one. The desire to kiss her forever practically drowns me. Just like in Hachiroku's route, fucking Sotetsu and Reina completely forget about Paulette.
もうおしまいですか?
Reina sounds so happy as she smiles. Just hearing that melts me. But right now, I have to remove myself.
すまん、ポレット。公共の場であるということなどが頭から飛んでしまっていた。
But now that Reina and Sotetsu are dating, right? Doesn't Reina get a new name like Hachiroku did? Oh, I forgot how it went. It's been too long. With Hachiroku. She must be extremely confused, or so her face indicates. She closes her eyes for a moment, and then opens them, a giant smile suddenly forming on her face.
まずは何よりご結婚おめでとうございます。
I don't think that's how it works.
Ah.
A plain blessing with nothing attached. Her sentiment seeps into my heart.
ありがとう。とても嬉しい。
私もすごく嬉しいです。レイナの思いがまさかこんな素敵な形で実るだなんて。
when she says that. A single doubt crosses my mind.
その、法的にもきちんと実るのか。つまり、人間とレイルロードの結婚は。
I was hoping they wouldn't bring this up again.
大丈夫です。両性の合意に基づきますし、レイナも余裕で結婚可能年齢ですから。
Okay, they weren't hung up on this point, like they were in Hachiroku's route at least.
そうか。ならばよかった。
But then why is there so much chapter to go left? Scene, I guess.
レイナに戸籍だけ必要になりますから、そこは私の養女に入ってもらいます。
Perhaps she's bashful about hearing that. Rena suddenly becomes quiet, but then she talks quickly with a smile.
それってポーレートがレイナのお母さんになってくれるってことですか？
Yeah, but that's still... Listen, that doesn't stop Rain and Paulette from being with Sotetsu, okay?
そうよ、レイナ。
はーい、レイナ、嬉しいです。
どうしたレイナ。
Out of nowhere, she stops moving, looking to be in some kind of pain.
なんでもないです。嬉しすぎて、ちょっとびっくりしちゃっただけです。
I'm just waiting for the ceiling.
そうか。
Like, when's that... I start stroking her hair to try and soothe Raina while turning to Paulette.
しかし、そうなると戸籍上、ポーレットが僕の義母ということとなるのだな。
That would be funny.
義母
Paulette is a young woman. I'm sure getting a son-in-law that's older than her would be shocking.
そっか、そうよね。そうなんだ。そうてつくんが義理の息子。
ポーレット？
That's what I'm saying.
違いますよ、そうてつくん。
No, don't.
No?
Do not. The way she just said my name feels heavy or something.
お義母さんと書いてお母さん。ね、ちょっと気が早いけど呼んでみてください。
Fuck off, Paulette.
そうか。うん。まあ、では。お母さん。
You know what? There's a reason why no one else is here.
ポーレット？どうした？
いえ、あまりにも衝撃的で一瞬食らった。
というか、鼻血が出てるぞ。大丈夫か？
She has a nose.
やだ、ちょっとレナごめんね、ティッシュ。
そうですさん。
レイナ、どうした？
レイナ、お腹の下の方、痛くて。
Ran is bent over in the fetal position, holding her lower abdomen. I try to rub her back to soothe her, but her pained look persists.
ポーレット、これは。
大丈夫ですよ、そうてつくん。レイナ、故障とか破損じゃないです。
Paulette isn't nervous at all. She simply nods while deep in thought.
なんだ、心当たりがあるのか。
とにかく、抱っこしてあげてください。トロルユさんに連れて行かないと。
I was waiting for it, alright? I was not... I did not want fucking Paulette insisting that Sotetsu calls her mum. Okay, that's fetish shit. And you know what? You can keep that. You could have just kept that in her route. I hold Reina as she wraps her arms weakly around my neck.
これ、レイナ、シーリングが開封されたんですよ。
シーリング？
そうです。ですね、
Paulette turns red, her eyes starting to spin.
とにかくトドド湯に急ぎましょう。詳しいことはそこでご主人に聞いてください。
そうてつさん、枕は持っていきますか？
枕？なぜだ？枕なら八幡の宿にもあるだろう。
ポーレットは持っていくんですよ。枕変わるとあんまり眠れないって言って。
そうか。繊細なのだな。
Wait. Paulette's coming too? We pack our luggage while we talk. We're only staying in Yawata for 2 nights. There's no need to pack heavy, sure, but by packing light, our options are limited.
しかし、まさか、2泊3日の話だったとはな。
I force out a smile and feel my face getting warmer.
何がですか？
レイナの八幡行きのことがだ。僕は、すっかり勘違いをしてしまった。
あの時の。
Rena's cheeks slowly turn pink.
小鉄さん、どんな勘違いをしたんですか？
もっと長期の話であるかと思ったのだ。配置転換同行と、その前に聞かされていたのでな。
Placement changes will occur. If the trains are to go to Yatsushiro, there will be 2 formations with 8620 and Kiha 7. It'll be much more difficult to arrange the train schedules.
そうじゃなくって、レイナは譲り受けする気動車を選びに行くだけですよ。
ああ、無論、今は間違いなく理解している。
By reviving the tracks around Shikoho Tanden, they'll be giving us their extra trains. Of course, we want to get one that's in good condition. To do that, however, we need Reina's help, since she's a diesel car rail lord and all.
落ち着けばすぐ気づきそうな事情だが、あの時は、完全に気が動転してしまったのだろうな。
Just like in Kisaki's route, right? Both times he got jealous is because of a fucking misunderstanding. And I mean, at least when it... Look, this is the obvious case of he missed out on some of the context in the conversation, right? But in Kisaki's case, it's because Urakami just wanted everyone to... just wanted people to think he was a guy. She was a guy. Reina stops packing her bags and rubs herself on me. What?
どうした、レイナ。
レイナ、そうてつさんが勘違いしてくれて、とってもよかったなーって思います。
ああ、そうだな。本当にそうだ。
Without that misunderstanding, I may not have ever realized it. I realized that I had completely fallen for Reina, and that I didn't want to be away from her, not even for even a minute. A misunderstanding. Michiko, father, mother, because they were taken from me, I made that misunderstanding. I'd rather be alone the rest of my life than feel that pain again.
そうてつさん。
Wish. Her short finger pokes my cheek.
お顔、こんなになってましたよ。
Rana furrows her brow. Funnily enough, it barely moves at all. If you ask me, wait. Funnily enough, it barely moves at all, which, if you ask me, is terribly cute.
よかった。お顔、ニコニコになりました。
レイナのおかげだ。
I hug her lightly, and then plant a kiss on her. Reina relaxes in response to that, entrusting her body to me entirely. I want to kiss her for hours on end, but alas, it's time for our departure. We stop kissing, but rub our noses and foreheads together. Rana slowly moves away from me.
荷造りの続きをしよ
はーい。
She seems dissatisfied. I poke her slightly puffy cheeks.
う。キスの続きは向こうに着いてからでもできるさ。
Do it in front of Paulette again. She resumes packing up, a huge smile still on her face. Her hand suddenly stops though.
そういえば、相鉄さん。
ん？
レイナのお腹痛かったの。シーリングって何なのですか？
I don't know. You fucking you fucking you created a womb or something.
さあな。未だに僕にもわからん。
そうなんですか？
ああ、トロルユのご主人は時間が来れば自然とわかるとおっしゃっていた。
はい、楽しみです。
おっと。
He does that a lot. The fucking otto sound. This should do for the packing. Oh.
行くか。
I was not expecting 2 CGs? Bro. Why couldn't every character get 2 CGs, huh? I just, you know, like...
はい、相鉄さん。
I take a step forward to welcome our new train. Welcome it to a new Ohitoyo.
相鉄さん。
ああ。
I take Raina's hand. Our fingers intertwine. I'm afraid of losing this warmth, but it's because of that fear that I'll cherish every moment we have together. Ah, this is it. The feeling of love.
レイナ。
はい、なんでしょう、相鉄さん。
僕はな、お前を愛しているぞ。
へへへ。レイナもですね。相鉄さんをたくさん愛してますよ。
うん。
レイナ、カバンを持ちますね。
ああ、頼む。では、行くか。
はい、相鉄さん。
Raina calls out. Why is calls out yellow? It. Call outs refer to the safety checks. Okay. Calls out briefly as if to signal our future.
出発進行。
Cute. What is this circus ass? Bro. I wish I wished that I knew that there were lyrics for the credits. It fits. It does fit. But you know what? I was like, Raina's route is pretty weak. But because of the ending, literally because of the ending, I'll bump it up. It was a good route. it just like all of the other routes, it was all right. You know, it services the character well. What? I just I can't get over the fucking this is the fucking this is what you would hear at the end of like a kids show, right? It's hard for me to say anything when with this in the background. What an ending. But anyway, that was Raina's route. When it comes to my ranking, I don't think I'm gonna change it. This is, I guess, what the final ranking is, right? With Hachiroku at the top and Fukami at the bottom, with Urakami as an honorable mention, since she doesn't have a route, but she is a woman that is attractive. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If I were to rank the route, it would be similar to the rankings of the characters, right? With Hachiroku at the top. Paulette. I said this after Paulette's route, but Paulette would be a second. Paulette's route is second. Hibiki's is third. Makoto's a solid fourth. Kisaki's might be sixth. Nagi and Fukami's okay, look, because here's the thing, right? Nagi and Fukami's was an all right route, but there was that one part in their route that I did quite enjoy, which was the scene with Sotetsu saving Fukami's life. Right? I did quite enjoy that scene. Outside of that, though, the rest of the route was okay. Right? So I think Reina's route is fifth, and Nagi and Fukami's route is seventh. Right? So it'd be Hachiroku, Paulette, Hibiki, Makoto, Reina, Kisaki, and Nagi and Fukami. And then the grand route, but that's not romancing anyone, right? Unless, what is the achievements? Wait, what? One of the achievements is get Nagi to like you. But I already did. What? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a follow would be appreciated, and if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. But yeah, for YouTube watchers, we'll be starting the next route. We'll be starting the grand route next time. And for Twitch, I will be playing Amazing Grace tomorrow. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I will see you guys next time. I wish that I stopped yapping for a bit so that I could have ended as soon as the song did. Bye-bye.